Hello everyone. In this video session, we are going to deploy WordPress in Amazon. WordPress is a web publishing software that helps you to create websites or blogs. Tech giants like Apple and Netflix rely on Amazon for their web services. So if you are going to do the same thing, you are in good company. So let's check out the steps. So I have logged into my Amazon Management Console, and we'll go and directly go and click on EC2. Since we are going to deploy WordPress in a EC2 instance, we first need to launch a EC2 instance with WordPress. So for that, I am going to click on, go down and click on Launch Instance. Here you can see there are different AMIs that are provided. Since we need WordPress, I am going to click on AWS Marketplace here on the left side of the screen, and we'll search for WordPress. So many machines of AMIs are provided with WordPress. We'll go and select the third one, that is WordPress base version, which is again free tier eligible. So you can go and directly say select. So this screen will give you the details of your machine, the pricing, etc. Since we are going for with free tier, it's okay because we will not be charged anything for using this for a limited period. So one thing we have to note here is here there are some usage instructions that are provided for WordPress. So we can see that you can access your application, that is your web page, using the public DNS, and you can reset the password. Again, you can have access to different logins, that is Webmin or MySQL login. Its default username is Edrona and password is your instance ID. For logging into WordPress, the username is again Edrona and the password is also instance ID. If you want to go to the Webmin Dashboard, you can access it using public DNS :10,000. So that is where you will get access to your Webmin Dashboard. So these details, if you cannot remember them, you can just save it somewhere if you want. Okay. So let's move down and click on continue. Here you have to select the instance type. I am going to select the second one, that is general purpose T2 micro, which is free tier eligible because I am using a free account here. So then you can say next, configure instance details. It will give you the review of instance details. I am not changing any default settings, so you can go and directly say add storage. Storage values also I am keeping it to default. I am going to click next, add tags. Here you can add a tag saying name of your instance. I am going to give the name my WordPress website, and I am going to say next, configure security group. You can see that by default there are 3 security groups enabled. One is for SSH, one is for HTTP, and one is for custom TCP. So you can see 10,000 is the port number where we access our web admin. So that is what it has configured by default. We'll keep it as it is and move on to review and launch. So it will give you the details of the configurations that you have done. You can go through that and say launch. Now it will ask you to create a new key pair. So if you want to access your WordPress site from somewhere outside your AWS, so you'll need your key, so public key. So you can go and download it. You can say create new key pair. I am going to give the name as my WordPress site, and I am going to say download key pair. I am going to save it. You can save it somewhere safe, so that later on if you want, you can use this key to access your WordPress instance. Okay. So now I am going to click on launch instances. So it will give you a message saying your instances are now launching. You can move down and say view instances. So let's go and check. Yes, my WordPress website is the one we launched now. So my WordPress website is now running. Let's click on it. It will give you the details of your WordPress instance. So 2-3 things you have to note here is, one is the instant ID is given here and your public IP is given here. Okay. So let's go and check whether your site is up. You can go and give your, so I've copied the IPv4 public IP and I'm opening up a new tab and giving that IP. It will ask you to enter the instance ID. So that is provided here. Copy that. You can go and paste it here. Say continue. It will ask for a one-step setup. So it will ask you to, if you want to change your Webmin and MySQL passwords. I am not doing that. If you want, you can do it, and I am going to say skip. If you are doing it, please update it and say submit. So I am going to say skip. So that's it. This is your WordPress site that has been provided in your EC2 instance. So when you are given access to this site, you will have to customize it. So how is the way that we are going to do it? So for that we need to log into Webmin and your WordPress. So for doing that, let's open up a new tab. I am going to copy the IP. In order to log into your Webmin, you have to say, you have to give the IP / you have to say wp login.php. So it will open up the WordPress login. You might remember that in the first place where we started to create our instance, it gave the details of WordPress and Webmin and MySQL. So our default username is Aurora and our password is your instance ID. So I am going to copy the instance ID from AWS. So click on copy. I am going to paste it here. Say login. It will ask you to enable cookies, so you can go the settings of your browser, and I am going to click on cookies. I am going to say block. Okay. Allow cookies. I can close this. Now again you can give the username and then the password and login. That's it. So it will log into the WordPress dashboard. If you want to customize your pages, you can go and click on customize your site. So this left panel will give you the different options that you can customize. So there will be site identity, then you can say colors, things like that. Okay, you can change the theme. So if I am going to change the theme to 2019. So this is my preview. Let's go and check here. It's not updated here. So it's not updated. So I have to click activate and publish in your WordPress customization. So I am going to say activate and publish. Now let's check in the site. Yes, it is updated now. So that's how you customize your WordPress site. You can explore these different parameters that are provided and you can customize your site. I am not going to details of how each and every parameter is going to be customized. You can explore that. Now let's log into Webmin. Okay. So for that I am going to copy my public IP again. Then I am going to say colon 10,000. That is where the Webmin login is ported. So I am going to click. So this is the Webmin login page. So again you might remember our username is Aurora and your password will be the instance ID. So I am going to copy it from here and going to sign in. So, this is your Webmin dashboard. You can see that the different areas of your website can be customized on this panel, that is Webmin. You may have systems, then servers, others, networking, etc. In servers, you can access your database. So, let us see how you can access your MySQL database. So, I am going to click on MySQL database here, servers. Again it is asking me a password. So, you might remember your password is your instance ID. So, I am going to copy that, say save. Yes, these are the databases that are provided in by default by your WordPress site. So, once you click on each one, you can get the details. Say WordPress, if I am clicking, it will give me the details of the tables and databases that are there. Okay. So, I am not going to change anything. You can explore it, how you can change it, how you can add different databases and connect it to your WordPress site and things like that. So, this is how we have deployed a WordPress site in our EC2 instance. So, that is great. We have deployed WordPress in Amazon. You can now explore WordPress to create your own websites and blogs.